Hello everyone, welcome to Dynamics Modeling of Cities channel. This is Apeksha Bhatidar and today we will learn how to stimulate a rope using Tyflow. So we'll start with spline and their helix, and what you need to do is you need to make a helix, and in this case you can make helix of desired uh, thickness, angle, sides and whichever you want, and you may need to adjust the height and scale according to the model present. As you can see, I have already set up my helix here up just above the head of the model, so that this helix will make a form of a rope and that will fall onto the object. So yeah, now starting with the tire flow, open a tire editor, and what you need is to start with birth splines. Yeah, so start with the birth splines and pick up the spline. So as you pick these splines, what you need to do is to lower the percentage as I see here, and you may not be able to see small dots, so change the geometry, and for which we'll add a shape. Now change the shape of this to sphere, and now as you can see, these sphere are very much close connected to each other, and this will make a rope. So for which we need to add physics X shape. This physics shape operator is added so that it will become a physics object and it will fall down, and these are the some sphere which are colliding with each other, so it took this kind of shape. To make it look like a rope, we need to bind them, for which we'll add physics bind. Now set the type of joint here, and so they are now bind with each other, but not they are binding with the hand with the model, and it is colliding on the floor. So for make it interacting with the model, we'll add physics collision. Here pick up the model and change the hull type to mesh, and so that it will interact with the model now. So yeah, it is behaving somewhat kind of a rope, but not properly. So what we need to do is first we'll add slow operator so that it slowly falls on the object. And slow operator is here. Yeah, it is now in much better condition. Again, we need to make some changes in the main settings, like change the frames to 1/4, and the next thing is we'll need to hide the axis line make the clear drawing. To give it a more rope kind of texture, we need to add pine particle. For which we'll add physics pine and change the pine distance to let's say 1. Also change the dynamic friction under the physics shape. To let's just say 0.1, so that it doesn't stick to each other. Also, to make a rope, we'll add spline path, but before that we need to save this drawing, because after spline path it will become heavy file and it may crash. So before that we'll add spline. Yeah, here it is. So click on create new, and as you can see, spline path has been created. Click on the physics binding, and under the tire spline, just change the shape, just click on the enable in viewport, and as you can see that it has make a binding rope kind of a thing around the geometry. Now what you need to do is select now turn off the display, and now you can see is the rope, proper rope, and you will now just see the line, and also check under the binding. To make sure that under the binding here, click on the weld binding so that it is properly binded, nothing has been left, and in the interpolation just increase the steps to 10, and in tube make the sides to 12, and yeah, it is pretty much done, as you can see, and it will behave like a rope.